In the intricate game of psychological warfare orchestrated by a narcissist, they wield an arsenal of manipulative tactics. One might think that their primary weapon is their web of lies, or perhaps their manipulative charm. However, the true weapon lies in their ability to force you to face and confront your own shadow. Those repressed and disowned parts of yourself that you've kept hidden away. By confronting these suppressed aspects, you are pushed beyond your comfort zone, stripped bare and transformed into someone capable of wielding immense power. Let's delve deeper into this process. Through 7 years of systematic deception, triangulation, and financial exploitation, a narcissist carefully chips away at your psyche, all with the calculated aim of unlocking the darkest impulses within you. This gradual erosion of your being continues until one fateful moment when the narcissist abruptly discards you. It is in this abandonment that your true transformation begins. But why does the narcissist discard you? It's not because they no longer find you useful or interesting. Rather, it's because they have successfully stripped away all your inhibitions, leaving you raw and vulnerable. At this point, they've achieved their objective and can move on to seeking new sources of supply without any emotional attachment or remorse. But for you, the journey has just begun. In this state of heightened vulnerability, primal rage and destructive tendencies emerge, threatening to consume you. You might find yourself lashing out, hurting others as you were hurt, or even engaging in self-destructive behaviors. This is the unleashed shadow, your true, authentic self that existed before you suppressed it to please others. The narcissist's ultimate manipulation has been to awaken this part of you, not out of genuine care, but as a means to sever your ties with your former self and embrace the destructive power of your shadow. As you grapple with these dark emotions, you stand at a crucial crossroads. 2 paths lie before you, each holding the potential for either great destruction or profound transformation. The first path beckons you to surrender to the consuming power of your shadow. It promises immediate gratification, a release from the shackles of societal expectations, and the chance to inflict harm on those who have wronged you. The allure of this path is strong, offering a temporary sense of relief and justification for your actions. Giving in to the consuming rage might feel like the only way to cope with the pain and trauma inflicted by the narcissist. However, the second path, though less traveled, holds the key to true liberation. Instead of succumbing to your shadow, it calls for conscious acknowledgement and integration. This path demands that you confront your repressed emotions, not to give in to them, but to understand, accept, and transform them into a source of strength and growth. So what will you choose? Will you succumb to the alluring promise of the first path and risk becoming consumed by your shadow, perpetuating a cycle of destruction and pain? Or will you dare to tread the less traveled path of self-discovery and healing, integrating your shadow and reclaiming your power? The choice is yours, but be warned. The path of destruction may offer momentary solace, but it ultimately leads to further suffering. The path of integration, though challenging, holds the promise of true liberation and inner peace. Imagine if instead of giving in to the consuming darkness, you chose to integrate it. What if you took those destructive feelings of rage and redirected them into a powerful force for change, using them to break free from the chains of your past and forge a new path forward? What if you could take the addictive need for validation and focus it into achieving your dreams, turning that yearning into a driving force for success? And what if you could acknowledge your deepest fears and vulnerabilities, not as weaknesses, but as strengths, embracing them as the very essence of your resilience? It is through this alchemical process of transformation that true power is born. When you claim your darkness, you become whole, both in body and spirit. You are no longer afraid to show your scars, for you recognize that they are the marks of your battles and the testament to your survival. Your vulnerabilities become your superpowers, and your perceived weaknesses turn into the very things that make you unstoppable. You become a force to be reckoned with, dangerous to all forms of illusions, including those perpetuated by narcissists. You see through their manipulative tactics and are no longer swayed by their superficial charm. Instead, you expose their toxicity and stand as a beacon of authenticity in a world that often values image over substance. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a lifelong journey of self-discovery and growth. There will be times when the darkness threatens to consume you, and the old patterns of people-pleasing and seeking validation may seem like a safer alternative. But with each conscious choice to stay on the path of integration, you become more whole, more powerful, and more resilient. You might still experience moments of intense anger, but now you have the tools to manage it. You recognize that anger can be a powerful motivator for change, but you refuse to let it control you. Similarly, you might still feel the pull of addiction, but now you can channel that drive into productive activities, harnessing its power to achieve your goals. And when fear and vulnerability arise, you embrace them as opportunities for growth, knowing that it is in facing our fears that we become truly strong. As you continue on this transformative journey, something extraordinary happens. With each step you take toward self-discovery and healing, you begin to shed the layers of manipulation and deception that the narcissist had so carefully crafted. Your true personality, the one that was buried under years of abuse, starts to emerge. You remember who you were before the narcissist twisted your reality and made you question your own thoughts and feelings. The discarded, broken pieces of your soul start to come together, forming a mosaic of resilience, strength, and wisdom. The narcissist's discard, which once seemed like your ending, becomes the defining moment of your life, the catalyst that set you on the path to true freedom. You realize that it was in that moment of abandonment that you were set free from the prison of your past. And here's the most profound revelation of all. The narcissist's discard wasn't your ending. It was the beginning of your true power, your psychological sovereignty. You realize that you are not defined by the abuse you endured, or the attempts to control and manipulate you. Instead, you choose to define yourself by your journey of healing, your acts of bravery, and your unwavering commitment to reclaiming your life. The narcissistic relationship may have been a chapter of your story, but it is far from the end. You are not the same person you were before you entered that toxic dynamic. In fact, you are stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. You carry the scars of your past, but now you see them as the battle scars of a warrior, a reminder of the battles you fought and won. As you continue to heal and grow, you may even find compassion for the narcissist. You understand that they too are broken, albeit in a different way. Their need to control and manipulate stems from their own deep-seated insecurities and traumas. However, you refuse to let their behavior define you or justify their actions. You recognize that while empathy is important, it should not come at the expense of your own well-being and dignity. In the end, you realize that the narcissist's greatest illusion was believing they could break you. They thought they could destroy your sense of self, your relationships, and your dreams. But they underestimated your strength and resilience. You are not the victim you once were. You have reclaimed your narrative and rewritten your story. You are no longer afraid to speak your truth and stand up for what you believe in. You have integrated your shadow, embraced your vulnerabilities, and channeled your pain into purpose. You are whole, powerful, and free. The narcissist may still be out there manipulating and deceiving others, but you are done playing their game. You have chosen authenticity over toxicity, and in doing so, you have found your true self. If you resonate with this story, chances are you're on the path of shadow integration and transformation. Share your experiences in the comments below and connect with others who understand this journey. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to share it with someone who might benefit from it.